Bucknell team. You knew it. You said against Georgetown, the Bucknell squad had an opportunity to really take a knee, run out the fourth quarter. Unfortunately, it didn't happen 2 weeks ago. Here today, pretty much victory formation at the end. What was the difference between 2 weeks ago and today?
Yeah, well, how we came out and played the third quarter. And that was our shortcoming against Georgetown. We fixed that. Tremendous job by our coaching staff. All three phases of the game did a great job. The bye week certainly helped us. We were able to do and add some wrinkles and obviously get healthier. We're still not healthy, but we're healthier than we were 2 weeks ago. And then the rest of the credit all belong to our players. They're the ones who got better. Kept believing, and it was a great moment to get through that third quarter and just kind of watch this game get into that part where, hey, even Fordham knew that it was over.
Not just that, but let's go back to the end of the second quarter because Fordham just scored, pulled within 17-12. You had under a minute left. Great ball movement by the Bison. How much did Chris Dietrich, the sophomore, grow up as a quarterback?
Oh, huge opportunity. We were even talking about, hey, well, let's see what happens with the kick. Maybe we'll just take a knee. They kicked it to Milligan for some reason. He did a great job of getting a big return and putting us in spots. So, hey, let's give it a shot here. And a phenomenal job. Chris was 4 for 4 in the drive, I believe. And we were able to score with a little too much time. It's like, oh, well, now hold on. Now is Fordham going to try a 2-minute drill? But just another great job. And we've done that so well all throughout the season, whether it was Ralph Rucker at quarterback. But yes, absolutely for Chris, it was a huge step in the right direction.
And then he finds Sam Milligan down the sideline. That was what you had said might have been open in the latter minute of that game 2 weeks ago against Georgetown, and he learned from that and found him one-on-one, didn't he?
Absolutely, and again, a couple of great catches by Sam in the game.
48, 43, 37-yard kicks, and his punts were great.
Yep. Over 200 points in his career. We presented the game ball to him just before I ran up the steps to get to the press box here. He's he's a captain. He's does everything right, and just a really modest guy. It was really, really satisfying to me to be able to present him with the game ball at the end.
That was offense. What about the Bucknell defense? In that second half, held Fordham to interceptions, to turnovers on downs, to fumbles. I mean, Bucknell D just dominated it.
Absolutely. And, this was a Fordham team that was not making a lot of mistakes. They were just getting beat because they were being outplayed. But they weren't giving you easy ones. And we started out right from the get-go by forcing turnovers, fumble recoveries, picking up the muffed punt, the interception on the fourth down. All of those were critical plays during the game. And it wasn't like it was a terrible job by Fordham. It was just really good football by our defense.
Well, Coach, congratulations. Great team win. Great win for you and the other coaches. Congrats.
Thanks, Doug.
All right, Dave. I'll tell you what, Sam, Chris Dietrich, just kind of learning the ropes there. You had a good relationship. I'm talking about passing, receiving relationship with the former quarterback, Ralph Rucker IV, but he's been injured now for 4 games. In the off week there, the bye week, did you and Mr. Dietrich find, a little bit more a cohesion because he looked your way a lot today, didn't he?
Yeah, no, obviously, it feels great when you get the ball, but I think what's really impressed me is, he came in here, transferred in only one spring and a summer camp, he's able to learn the offense. He's just keeps getting better every week. And I think that means a lot of good things, not just for the rest of this season, but going into next year. I think we all as receivers have the utmost confidence in him. We know he's going to deliver the ball and he just keeps getting better. So I can't wait to see what else he has in store for us. But I think the bye week really helped to kind of just like ease into kind of what we had before and getting back on track. I think we've done a good job of building relationships, understanding it's a different quarterback, but that he's a very good quarterback and one that keeps getting better. So.
And then real quickly here, you mentioned about the snap over your head. So now it's 2nd and goal at the 22, and he finds you in the back of the end zone. I know in that Georgetown game, I still say you got a touchdown on that one pass in the end zone on the far side. This one, the back of the end zone. Did you make sure the official couldn't wave it off?
Yeah, absolutely. And, after the VMI game, I told you about how I feel like the quarterback's putting their trust in me, and I have to earn that trust. And I feel like I definitely owed Chris a couple. That touchdown, there's a goal ball that game. So definitely a couple things I felt I owed him a couple. So it feels good to kind of get back on track and do what I know I should be doing. So hopefully that builds some confidence and furthers our relationship going forward.
Well, congratulations. Big game by you and the Bison.
Thank you very much. Yes, indeed.
All right, Sam Milligan. It's been a very eye-opening experience for you. I mean, you look great in fall camp, but then Ralph Rucker, the fourth preseason All-American, he'd been playing so well, but then he gets hurt. You come in on a play against Richmond, then he finishes that game, but he can't go, hasn't been able to go since then. What was going through your mind, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a shock to come in here and play right away, pretty much, and it's really just a learning experience. It's been a learning experience for the past couple of weeks, and I've learned from my mistakes, and I'm trying to get better every week. We played a great game today. Every position on the field did a great job, offense, defense, special teams. It was collectively just a great team win.
It was a great team win. You were a huge part of it here today. Are you feeling more confident? How much did you feel like that open date helped you with your relationship with your receivers? Because, you know, you were throwing more for the most part with Ralph Rucker healthy. You've been throwing more to the second-team receivers. You had to kind of get a camaraderie there with the first-team receivers, didn't you?
Yeah, it's definitely taken a little bit of time to build my confidence. Like I said, every game, it just builds even more and more. But in practice, I feel really comfortable with these first-team guys. Obviously, the second-team guys I repped with all camp, but overall, I feel comfortable with everyone.
Caleb Lampkins, now you went to him a lot in that first quarter. He was one of your second-team guys that you have kind of that relationship
Absolutely.
with.
Yeah, we worked really hard over the summer. Everyone did, but at the end of the day, some guys stuck around after practice and we got extra reps in, so it just helps. Yeah.
I wanted to let everybody know this because most people may not know this. You obviously had a tough ending to that Georgetown game, last game 2 weeks ago. There was a autograph signing after that. And you and Matt Shear were the first Bucknell players to come out there, even though it was tough on all of you. That just shows what kind of people we have on this team. You care about the community and kids who look up to you, don't you?
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's a big part of being on this football team. Everyone is a great person beyond the football field, so I think it's a testament to who we are as a football team.
Chris, we are glad to have you, buddy. Great game, great win.
Appreciate it.
All right, Chris, I talked with Jack here a few weeks ago, and he was bummed because he was injured. He's had a lot of injuries here in his career. But, Jack, you come up with a fumble recovery. You come up with that touchdown on that punt block. 2 punt blocks this year for the punt block unit. One at Lafayette that Sam Milligan took in. You had the ball after it was blocked by Cormier, I believe it was, at about the 6. Did you just feel the whole surge throw you into the end zone?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I grabbed the ball, and I felt my teammates there with me, and we're all going in. It's all of our touchdown.
Well, talk a little bit about that fumble recovery early on, because that set up ultimately a 10-0 lead.
Drew Cormier made a great play. I was running to it, and the ball came out, and I had to jump on it. I don't want to take any credit. That's Cormier's play, not mine, but I'll take the fumble recovery.
Indeed. This defense, just like last year, Jack, I think is getting better and better each game. Do you sense that?
Yeah, it's the chemistry's coming together. We're really seeing a good shine of the team as we're entering these last few games, and I'm excited. Big things coming up.
Yeah, it's a shame because you have had so many injuries. How have you been able to deal with that mentally?
You got to band together with all your teammates and come together and just push through. No other option.
And when you are injured and you aren't able to suit up, what have you done with the team in practice or during games to help in other ways?
You try to be a ray of or a shining light and positive influence on your teammates, and that way, if they're feeling down, they can look to you and maybe laugh or feel some juice from you. So,
is that tough as a Division I college football player at a tough academic institution like Bucknell or any of the Patriot League schools to have fun out there? That every game isn't life and death.
I think it is what you make it. Obviously, it can be hard, and it is hard work. But when you're with a group of young, good men like our team right here, it's not hard to have a good time and a lot of good people.
Your dad is a great person, of course, but he was a college football player in his own right at the highest level in Notre Dame. How much has he meant to you, and how much do you think he loved this game today?
Oh, he's at home right now back in Indiana, but I know he's watching and having a good time watching this. He's probably out of his couch watching that touchdown. He hasn't seen something like that since high school.
What does this mean for the Bison? 2 more regular season games left at home next week against Holy Cross, on the road at Colgate.
I don't think nothing's changed. It means we have to win. We have to win out.
7-5. Bison would finish 7-5 with those wins. Let's go get them, buddy.
Absolutely.
You know, my analyst, Charlie Fisher, likes to call you an old soul because you were an old soul kind of football player. This was your kind of game out there. Rough, tough. You just played a great game, but the defense, how good is this defense getting each game?
Yeah, we've gained a lot of momentum the last game. Some Georgetown at the end of the game. I think it was 6 straight possessions with some stops and just carrying that momentum through the bye week, getting some guys back, dealing with those injuries, kind of getting our bodies under us a little bit. And it's been great to just see us continue that and play some pretty good football today and just keep stacking those great experiences and days. So.
How much did you guys feel like you could make a difference, with blitzes or just with your solid play against Fordham's offense?
Yeah, they were good. They were a good unit, some great guys. But I think that when we execute our stuff how we should and we don't MA or we're playing to the level we can, I think we're a great unit. So I think we showed some of that today.
You guys have had so many injuries. You've had so many different pieces of the puzzle. You had, Jack Goheen next to you right there today, but you had Luke Freeman most of the year. Nick Hoying was out, but now Nick Hoying's back. How much is the health of the team making this defense better?
Yeah, I think it's given a lot of opportunities to young guys to step up, and it's just having that trust in your brothers that have been maybe not taking the reps earlier in the season, but learning from those reps from the older guys and just taking that coaching and already applying it when maybe they haven't gotten that rep themselves, but just seeing how bought in everyone is and how locked in they've been even through the season when they may not have had the reps, seeing them now flourish in that role has been awesome, and I think a great tell for our team.
Is 2 examples of that Darius Day and Zach Corna? Are they the guys that are getting reps that maybe they wouldn't be getting at this time of the year that are showing on the field?
Yeah, they're stepping up. They stepped up a lot. Darius had a great game. Zach's having a great game as well. So those are 2 guys that definitely stepped up, and they've been doing a great job in presence of some injuries. So
you're only a sophomore, but you seem like you've been here forever because you played all last year and, of course, this year. How much do you have to take on a leadership role along with the seniors and the upperclassmen for these last 2 games?
Yeah, absolutely. That's something that I've challenged myself with this year, is to kind of stepping into that role a little bit more and just being a voice for the guys I can look at as an example in the weight room or off the field and also on the field. So, yeah, it's definitely something that I'm working on for sure.
Well, Brandon, man, great win, great game by you and the defense. Let's keep it up.
Thank you.
I tell you what, this guy, I mentioned it with Chris Dietrich. I don't know, I think it was Emily Sweeney who couldn't make the trip here with us because she's with women's basketball heading on down to Charlottesville, Virginia for their big game tomorrow at Virginia. She said you and Chris Dietrich, even as tough as an ending as it was for the Bison and Chris on that play against Georgetown 2 weeks ago, you went immediately after the game. There was an autograph session with some young kids who were eagerly anticipating that. You guys were the first football players, and others followed. You went out there and you signed autographs, even as difficult as it was. How much does that show leadership for you, Chris, and really the whole team?
Yeah, I mean, I just figured I'm always the one who doesn't have to go talk to one of my coaches right after the game, just hear from Coach Chick there. And I knew it was going to be difficult for everyone. Even me, I missed a kick in that game. I wasn't feeling great, to be honest, but I was like, let's go get this done. Sorry to say it in that way, but it's one of those things where I kind of assumed it was going to be hard for everyone. So let me just go ahead and do that myself. And then definitely props to Chris. That's tough to go through, and he's definitely a man of character. So yeah.
How much do you feel like he has grown and this team has grown even through a tough 3-game losing streak?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of growth for everyone. We go through a lot of struggles, and you just got to find ways to build from there. Nothing really satisfies like a win. But the funny thing is now, even after this game, all I can think about is Holy Cross and Colgate and just trying to find a way to get a W. And that's the beauty of the game, I feel like. You're never satisfied. You get to keep chasing. But in the midst of all this, I love being around my team, the wins and the losses. Just having brothers, having a real purpose on campus, So.
Yeah. And you're a great leader, a co-captain out there. So you started the scoring spree. Bucknell ends up getting the opening kick because Fordham deferred, and you guys march down, get a hold. You end up having to kick a 48-yard field goal and into the wind. I mean, were you concerned?
It's kind of funny because I did tell him, I was like, Coach, the wind is in my face going this direction pregame. I said, 48? I kind of, that doesn't inspire confidence when you're kind of making that face to your head coach. But there we were, around 49 yards, and I did hear Coach Chick told me right after the kick, he said, F it, we're going for it. So, and I went out there and, I did hear right before the game about the 200 points thing. I heard from some of my friends last week. My dad's going to be annoyed because they weren't supposed to tell me he was telling them that. But I went out there, you forget about that real quick when you're in a situation like that. And especially going to wind, I was like, I know I need to hit my best ball possible. And it might have been, actually. So, yeah.
Yeah, you've kicked them longer, 50 yards, not much longer, but longer. But in that situation, with the win, great kick. Then you followed up with two more big ones, 37 and 43. Talk about those.
Yeah, I mean, going the other direction, the crosswind was going left to right. So I did make sure I needed to swing a little bit left, align myself that way. And I had complete trust in the operation. Charlie Smith and Owen Garwood have been absolutely great this year. Shout out to Pete Lagman too for punt as well. But yeah, it was just trying to swing, hit my best ball all the time. That's been a real point of emphasis this year. So,
and then you also on your punts, and you mentioned about Lagaman and his snapping, which is so important.
Mm-hmm.
You dropped a bunch. You only had 7 this year inside the opponent's 20, just kind of dumb luck. You got 2 or 3 here today, and those were big, weren't they? Four inside the 20.
Yeah, they were definitely coming after it, especially near the end of the game there. And I was doing what I could to just get the punt off. Hit as clean a ball as I possibly could going into win there at the end. But we'll definitely take that. The muff punt was very exciting. So, yeah.
Before we let you go, you mentioned it, kind of alluded to it, but what does this mean for this team? You have 2 more games, 1 at home, 1 on the road. Buckeye hadn't had a winning season in a long time. What would it mean for you and the other seniors to finish your career with a winning season?
Yeah, it's even more so just like trying to get those 2 wins just for the wins themselves. Obviously, it would be huge history-wise for us, but we feel like we haven't been as good as we could this year. So in the end, all we're doing is trying to win out as best we can. So,
well, you're a big part of it, Matt. Congratulations. Game ball to you, buddy.
Appreciate it. Yeah.